take a look at our Dr. Pepper Fansville camp, and I'd like to take the opportunity to express my admiration for Dr. Pepper Fansville. I'm a huge fan.
With the propane and it tastes the same.
Oh, heartbreaking.
Unbelievable.
It's fantastic, really is.
What? What?
I love it.
The disbelief in his voice. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And there's also fans of the Bulldogs here in Fresno, California. 7-7 fans of all ages. Terrific snacks available here at Bulldog Stadium. Goes great with the Dr. Pepper.
Certainly does.
And we begin the second quarter with 3rd and 9. Jorge Reyna with Ronnie Rivers next to him in the backfield.
Utah State showing pressure here. Only rush 3, drop 8.
Reyna nowhere to go with the football. So he tucks it, he scrambles, and he has a first down and more. Reyna marked out of bounds right around the 40-yard line, but this is what we talked about in the open AT. Jorge Reyna scrambling for Fresno State.
Keep your eye right there. That's going to be Justice Tae. They only rush 3, but he's the spy. He's responsible for Reyna, but he's on the wrong side. And by the time they recognize it, Reyna's off to the races, extending plays again, just like we talked about in the open.
14-yard gain for Jorge Reyna. Jeff Tepper says sometimes it's complicated and sometimes it's if there's room to run, you run it. Reverse. Cropper. Aggies ready. And Bond brings him down. Shaq Bond makes the tackle on Jalen Cropper. It's a loss of 1 on the busted reverse.
Right here, should come back and make the block there. If you do this, this is out the gate. But unfortunately, I believe that that's Rivers. He leads the defensive end go, and by that time that the pursuit comes, he just has nowhere to go. These plays usually are hit or miss. This one missed because of a crucial missed block early on that allowed the pursuit to come to set the edge and Utah State to run to the football.
2 tight ends, both shift prior to 2nd and 11. Reyna gives to Hokett, running on the right side. He's tackled for no gain. It's Nick Henniger, the junior from Jordan, Utah transfer, makes the stop, forcing 3rd and long.
Great job early on against the run. Fresno State on that first drive was extremely balanced, and now they're going to sit here and talk about it, looks like.
We have an injured Aggie down at the 40-yard line. It is Tae, Justice Tae, who was down on the play. We've seen a couple different Aggies go down. Bond was able to return quickly in Tae, and remember, you're playing without your other starting defensive end, Tipa Nalei, so you're already thin at that position. And Justin Tae down for now for Utah State.
Taking a look at his left hand there. He's got such a high football IQ. The coaches raved about him. Had a fumble return last week against BYU in the red zone. Smart heads-up football player. But what this injury also does, Carter, is effectively allows Fresno State to take a timeout and talk about what this 3rd and long call is going to be.
So Jacoby Wildman will take over. You're also in kind of no man's range. If you don't pick it up, you might think about 4 downs here.
Well, certainly with the confidence that their place kicker has coming off of last week with the game winner.
But you don't want an overconfident kicker either.
Let him sweat a little bit, right?
Rivers in the backfield. Bulldogs have been excellent on 3rd down. Reyna time to throw back at the 50. Waiting for it to clear. Heaving all the way down to the 10, and it is caught. Pulled in by Jamal Glaspie, the true freshman from LA. A 3rd down conversion of 33 yards. 1st and goal.
The play is going to come from this outside and come over in on this inside. He had the ball right there. He's wide open right here. That's the first window that he could throw, but he pulls it down and somehow with the arm strength, with pressure in his face, throws it late in the 2nd window for the huge pickup to Glaspie on 3rd down there. Incredible job and poise in the pocket by Reyna.
And a banged-up offensive line giving him the time to do it. Rivers 1st and goal. Rivers spinning. He stood up at the 5. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 5. Wildman in on the stop. Let's take a look at tonight's Red Zone, brought to you by Verizon. The touchdown percentage for Fresno State, 58%. Pretty good, and it is getting better for the Bulldogs.
It certainly is. It didn't start out very good at all this year. Against Hawaii, they were 3 for 4, only 1 touchdown though. Points are going to be at a premium against an offense like the Aggies. So this set of downs here, when you're sitting on the 5-yard line, you have to find a way to get yourself in the end zone and maximize these opportunities.
And a touchdown on their first trip to the red zone tonight. The TD by Rivers, opening drive. 2nd and goal. Reyna tipped away. Flag down, however. Rice the target. Elijah Shelton playing in place of the injured David Woodward appears to get the flag.
Pass interference, number 41, defense. That penalty will be enforced at the 2-yard line. First down, Fresno State.
An explanation from Michael Vandervelde there as to why it's going to be at the 2.
Elijah Shelton, you understand the aggressiveness there. Jared Rice is a big target, but you can't grab his shoulder cap right in front of the official.
1st and goal, give it to Rivers. He is in for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the half. Ronnie Rivers now 10 rushing TDs on the year, and the Bulldogs on top.
Fresno State used a little bit of tempo and caught Utah State off guard. But the perimeter runs once again delivering for the Bulldogs, and that is a way to cap a drive after the great throw and catch from Reyna to Glaspie.
Give him now 4 straight games with 2 rushing TDs. All told, it's 9 rushing TDs in the last 5. 12 TDs on the year for Ronnie Rivers, the junior from Brentwood. But it was Reyna to Glaspie to set it up for 55. And then Rivers sneaks in. Fresno State on top. Back in Fresno Bulldogs Stadium, a 14-7 lead for the Bulldogs, and Jenny Dell is with a very special Bulldog.
All right, Paul George here. His jersey's getting retired tomorrow. So what does that honor mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, to be in Save Mart Center, it's a remarkable place. State-of-the-art facility, to have my name and my number hanging from there is surreal. It's very honored, very blessed, and it's a humbling experience.
When you look back at your 2 years here at Fresno, what sticks out the most?
I think just this community. This community is kind of used to where I'm from. The beautiful fans here, they really embrace this. It's their sports team. It's the biggest show in town, and they embrace it to the fullest. It made my time here more than wonderful.
You just mentioned you're from Cali, so as a Cali guy, when you're traded back to the Clippers and going to the Clippers, what did that feel like?
It was a blessing to be back home, be in front of my family. Honestly, it's what I do it for. And to have that moment, Clippers been a team that I've loved growing up. So it's a dream come true. You dream about these moments of being able to play at home.
Well, congratulations on the great honor, and we're happy to have you here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you very much, Jenny. So the Clippers don't play again until Monday, so a chance for Paul George to get back in, the Olympic gold medal winner. And you look at, the numbers at Fresno State were good, but they were not explosive. This was not a Zion Williamson type of career, and then he's just become one of the best players in the NBA, and a huge addition for the Clippers. Next home game, we're going to have Aaron Judge back here in Fresno. Love complete to the edge. That is Mariner who makes the grab, and Mariner gets a gain of 8. Bryant shoves him out.
Well, for both of these offenses tonight, it's really been feast or famine. Both of them scored on their opening drives and followed that with 3 and outs. Fresno State got a touchdown. Let's see if the Aggies can respond.
Love loads up downfield, caught inside the 40-yard line. Caleb Rep holds it in. Love beautifully delivered for a gain of 27.
There was a late reaction getting over there. The defense wasn't clear as to what was going on. Caleb Rep doing a nice job on the over route to move the sticks.
Love in a hurry, 1st and 10, back to the air, back to Rep. Sliding grab, has it at the 20. And clearly the Aggies like the matchup with Caleb Rep, the grad transfer from Utah.
Sorry about that, partner. He's a speedy, lengthy, hybrid tight end. Part receiver, part blocker. But to your point, they like what they found, and look how quickly Utah State has moved down the field. Although you want points here, this isn't doing your defense any favors.
Love 8 for 9 to start. Bright just inside the 20-yard line to the 19. So here's your good news, bad news for Utah State. You've crossed inside the Fresno State 20. The bad news is the worst touchdown percentage in the red zone entering this week at just 33%.
That's why, one of the reasons why they've struggled mightily this year, scoring 20 points less per game, 27, than they did a year ago at 47 points a game.
2nd and 9, Love delivers inside the 10. Mariner hauls it in. So it will be 1st and goal, Utah State, bouncing back after a 3-and-out.
This is an NFL throw. This is why the scouts drool. On time, far hash, out route, on the money, beautiful.
Love 1st and goal, hands off to Bright, who slips his way just inside the 5-yard line. Michael Walker makes the stop. 2nd and goal.
And this is where the tempo of Utah State really starts to challenge you. Fresno State has to get themselves lined up. They're a little late to get there.
Love pulls it, shakes his way down to the 3-yard line. Aaron Mosby holds his ground on the outside against Jordan Love. Flag is down prior to 3rd and goal.
Great job of being disciplined here by Aaron Mosby on the quarterback keeper. Sometimes defenders.
Illegal formation. 5 players lined up in the backfield. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Sometimes defenders' eyes get wide open,
Correction.
but it's a moot point.
2nd down. 2nd down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot of times you'll see that if an offensive lineman's lined up too far with his set trying to create some extra room. That wasn't the case there, but a critical penalty down in the red zone in areas you just pointed out, Carter, isn't their strength.
Mirror image so far between the drives. TD, 3-and-out, TD. And now the Aggies can match. Love rolling, pressured. Love takes the sack back at the 15-yard line. Kwame Jones, who is playing for the injured Isaiah Johnson. This is his 1st game active for Fresno State. Critical pressure on Jordan Love.
They run a TT up inside and just get themselves free, but there was some good pressure off the outside edges. This offensive line hasn't given up many sacks, 12 coming into tonight, but that one was huge.
Bringing you back to 3rd and goal from the 15. Kwame Jones. Play clock winding down here. 4 seconds. Love audibles. Snaps it. Love 3rd and goal. Delivers. Caught. Touchdown. Mariner. And the Aggies convert on 3rd and goal from the 15.
That's Utah State's best wide receiver on the most inexperienced cornerback that the Bulldogs have in Chris Coleman, a converted wide receiver. It's one-on-one, and look at that ball. Beautifully located. Can't throw it any better than that. The NFL scouts that are here, those are the throws that have them still interested in Jordan Love, even though he's thrown much more interceptions this season.
Everly PAT, after the struggles of the recent weeks, the Bakersfield native on the road with mom Anna, the sisters in the house, and it is California love for Jordan. Tomorrow the the NFL on CBS features the Chiefs taking on the Titans, or an NFC encounter between the Lions and Bears, all beginning with JB and the guys on the NFL Today at noon Eastern on CBS. Baltimore at Cincinnati. Notable Ravens quarterbacks. Half of them have ties to this game. Trent Dilfer, Fresno State. Kyle Bowler played for Jeff Tedford at Cal. Flacco, and dare I say you can add Lamar Jackson to that list now for notable Ravens quarterbacks in a tremendous defensive effort by the Ravens. They'll try and take it on the road to Cincinnati. Trent Dilfer, part of the terrific quarterback legacy here at Fresno State, including the Carr brothers, Derek Carr. Raiders, huge win Thursday night up the road in Oakland. Beverly kickoff will be taken from inside the 5-yard line. Tripped up and brought down at the 18. Ronnie Rivers, 2 TDs early.
Well, Fresno State wanted to come into this game and establish the run. Obviously, Ronnie Rivers is their best chance to do it. 10 touches, 2 touchdowns. That's a pretty good touchdown-to-touch ratio. But them establishing the run almost 300 yards on the ground a week ago against a Hawaii team, that's what really got this offense going. Ronnie Rivers is the lifeblood. Josh Hokett is the nice changeup. But establishing that run game is something they've got to continue to do, but Utah State's not making that real easy.
Zion Eccles on the return, dropped to the 18. Reyna complete to the outside. Zane Pope. I mean, that's an example, AT, of exactly what Jeff Tedford's coaching point to Jorge Reyna was. If it's there, just take it. I mean, that's an easy check for 7 yards.
If they're going to play off coverage like that, take the free money. Wow.
Reyna keeps dropped in the backfield, and he had a fight to get back to the line of scrimmage because Cash Gilliam nearly had him for another tackle for loss.
Just tremendous strength, though, that time by Reyna to stiff arm him and basically get off me, and to turn what could have been a lost yardage play for several yards into a very favorable 3rd and 3.
Mariners still breaking down the touchdown.
And then I was like, and then he was like, as soon as I saw this, I knew.
That's your interpretation.
That's how they all.
That's all Aaron Taylor, by the way. Reyna 3rd and 3, pressured and rolling and flag down. Reyna completes. Wheatfall makes the grab, but there is a flag down. See if it comes back. It's a gain of 19 for now.
Holding number 3, defense. That penalty's declined. Result of the play is a first down.
It's been all or nothing for the offenses. If you get a first down, you get a touchdown. So that's good news for the Bulldogs.
Continues to move the sticks, and Jared Rice and that big body proving to be problematic for a couple different defenders for Utah State. Leffridge, last guilty victim.
Reyna, quick release. Pope, that time just gets a couple as Cameron Haney makes the stop. So you look at Fresno State, it was an opening drive, touchdown. Then 3 and out, and then another touchdown. So like I said, you get a first down. And by the way, the time of possession on the 2 drives by Fresno State, I mean, that's 22 plays and over 12 minutes between the 2 drives, and that's what the Bulldogs wanted to do tonight against the Aggies.
And that won't really show up here in the first half, but you better believe it'll show up in the second.
Reyna on the roll. Downfield, Rice covered. So Reyna tucks it back, and he'll be dropped for a loss on 2nd down. It'll be 3rd and long. Devin Anderson, senior from Baltimore. 3rd season as an Aggie. Caden Anderson.
Good coverage down the field that time. Reyna really had nowhere to go with the football. It's play action. Justice Tay's in his face and flushes him up the pocket sooner than he wants to be. And anytime a quarterback turns his back to the line of scrimmage on play action and somebody flashes, a breakdown typically occurs, and that's exactly what we saw there.
Give Caden Anderson credit for that. Tackle for a loss, 3rd and 11. Reyna, pressure up the middle. Reyna has to scramble out, back at the 31, loads up, heaves long. It is picked picked off by DJ Williams. Williams hauls it in, but there is a flag on the play. For now, Williams with an INT. Leffridge applies the pressure on Reyna.
Another critical penalty.
Holding number 7, defense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Wiping out the INT by Williams with a penalty on DJ Williams.
I believe it was at the top of the screen. He just grabbed him as he was going. Keep right there. The furthest outside receiver right there just grabs him. And the officials were on top of it. Credit Reyna for keeping the football alive. But it's another fresh set of downs for a Fresno State team that has proven the ability to be pretty explosive tonight.
That's pretty much the definition of defensive holding right there.
Man, and it negates what to that point was a pretty good job on first and second down a couple times to get some stops.
A rally to the football again on Hokett, dropped for no gain on first down. Christopher Unga and Justin Tay. So Tay back in the game, but clearly he's banged up. I mean, he's slow getting up after making the stop on first down. And again, you're already playing without Tipa Nalei and David Woodward, who is the nation's second leading tackler. Second game for the Aggies without him.
He's been a force tonight, and you have to give credit to this Aggies defense. After that first drive, they've done a really nice job taking advantage of this offensive line that's got some new faces in new places. And they're winning early on early downs, creating second and third and longs.
To the outside, there's Rice, and flag is down.
Holding number 72, offense, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still second down.
That's Dante Bull, the right tackle. And that's a tough one, man. You expect the quarterback to be inside. You know where the pocket is. He gets spin on inside. And then all of a sudden, he's got his defender where he needs to be. He doesn't know that Reyna's going to break the pocket. But nonetheless, Bull uses that right hand to grab onto the defender right in front of the official. And now they're looking at a second and forever.
Beautiful sunset here in Fresno, California, Valley of the San Joaquin. Fresno Spanish for ash tree. Dumps it off Rivers. Breaking a tackle, and Rivers goes rolling into Aggie territory. Inside the 35, inside the 30, but there is another flag down.
It's going to be on Bula Schmidt, the freshman left guard.
Holding number 51, offense. That penalty is enforced from the spot of the foul. Still second down.
Sorry, Bula. I thought I saw 54. That's on Jace Fuamatu. On those screen passes, man, it's really hard when you're blocking a more athletic guy in space. We were always taught to cut and throw your body at the defender's legs because it's just too hard. And with the back hitting, just like we saw Rivers do there, you don't know what's really coming. And Fresno State, as a result, is moving in the wrong direction.
I would say so. Hokett on 2nd and 25. He's in the backfield, but the screen is to Glaspie, and here comes another flag. Caden Anderson on the stop.
Illegal block in the back. Number 51, offense, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Second down.
Yikes.
Man.
Second and even longer.
Right there. You got to be smart. Just pull up right there. You can body presence them, spritz them, or splash them, put your hands up, and not get that, but you drop your head. It's clearly an illegal block in the back.
Spritz them?
Spritz them is the term that they actually use. Put your hands up, and it's just like I'm glancing.
That's a new one. Spritz them, not a spritzer.
It's that term emerged from the new rule we have where you can't have those kind of turn back blocks.
Timeout prior to 2nd and 33. 14-all between the Aggies and the Bulldogs. CBS Sports celebrates the 150th anniversary of college football presented by Izod. We look, these two teams meeting in the inaugural Mountain West Championship game in 2013. Derek Carr, MVP performance with 3 touchdown passes. Big lead, Fresno State. Aggies come back, but that late pick seals it for the Bulldogs. The first ever Mountain West Championship game crowned for the Bulldogs, second of 3 titles overall, the last of which was last year for Fresno State. Aggies have won the last 2 versus the Bulldogs, 15 and 16, after 6 straight for Fresno State, including that 2013 championship game. Gary Anderson has never beaten Fresno State, 0-3. Well, the good news for the Aggies, the Bulldogs are headed in the wrong direction. This is 2nd and 33 out of the timeout. Reyna, it looked like it was tipped. It is incomplete, and it'll bring up 3rd and 33 off the hands of Zane Pope. Shaq Bond there in coverage.
Pope's got to catch that, and the problem there is that it also stops the clock. So if you don't convert this, because of the 3 penalties on 3 straight downs and an incompletion, if they don't convert this, Utah State's going to get the ball back with well over 3 minutes, and they get the ball back to start.
Please set the game clock to 3:07, please. 3:07.
And they get the ball back to start the second half. That could be a series of very costly miscues if Reyna doesn't pull a rabbit out of his hat.
Which he's capable of doing.
He is. But the way they're going, you almost want to hand this off or do something safe.
Instead, Reyna to throw, 3rd and 33. Rivers dragging. Room to run for Rivers. Gets a block on the edge, and he's shoved out of bounds. Nowhere near the first down, but decent field position. It's a gain of 12 on 3rd and 33. So Cusick will come on, Jordan Nathan, and you know that Utah State is built to move quickly. So 3 timeouts and under 3 minutes left in the half when they're going to get it. That's really not an issue for Utah State.
No, that was a terrible display of execution offensively for Fresno State. You don't necessarily mind penalties when guys are being aggressive, but foolish penalties will get you beat.
Like Cusick hits it at the 30. Jordan Nathan will back up late. Fair catch signal holds it in at the 13. So 45-yard punt, a long way to go for the Aggies. Jordan Love gets the football next. Tie game in Fresno, 2:30 to go before halftime. Coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report, Brent Stover, Houston Nutt, Kevin Carter, scores, highlights from around the country. First half highlights and stats. And yes, it has already been a consequential college football Saturday as 2 of those contenders have lost today.
2 of the 4 teams go down. 2 of the undefeateds now sitting there with a loss. Clemson, as we talked about it, the big winner in the first college football playoff poll, assuredly going to slide up and be in the top 4.
And the Golden Gophers now 9-0 atop the Big Ten West, closest anyone's come to beating them. These Bulldogs double OT on September 7th. I mean, that's one you look back on and say, wow. Yep. I mean, now that we know how good Minnesota is, this Fresno team took them to double OT here. Golden Gophers escape. Screen, Bright bobbles, couldn't haul it in. That's an incomplete pass. Oh, and they had open field in front of Gerald Bright. Kwame Jones applies the pressure.
Perfect blitz beater. Fresno State brings pressure. You call a blitz beater with a screen into it. If Bright can hold on to that football, he's running for days. Unfortunately, he doesn't, and it's incompletion. Gary Anderson has to be frustrated because that play was there.
Utah State, touchdown, 3 and out, touchdown. Love to the outside. That is caught near the 20-yard line. Tompkins, but completion, you're still at the 19. That's a long way away to go. It's 3rd down. This is one where Fresno State, in fact.
Fresno State has called their second charge timeout of the half. This will be 30 seconds in late.
So the Bulldogs get a stop. They get a crack. You like that timeout there from Jeff Tedford?
It was a great call. Not only does it stop the clock and preserve some offense if your defense gets a stop, but it also allows you to talk about what your plan is here. Jordan Love is hard to blitz. He understands that really well and can defend you. So the Bulldogs want to be able to get there to disrupt the timing to make him throw off schedule.
Love climbing up in the pocket, now takes off, and he has the first down. Love out of bounds across the 35-yard line. 2:04, so the clock will roll when the ball is marked ready for play. Still 3 timeouts for the Aggies.
When you run man coverage, which is what Fresno State was in there, and everybody turns their back, great decision by Love to take advantage of it.
Love, little shovel toss, complete across the 40-yard line, across the 45. With a minute 52, 9-yard gain on first down to Bright, who holds that one in.
And this offense is designed to be in 2 minute when they're in a regular situation. So with 3 timeouts, it's game on.
Love 2nd and 1. Bright has the first down. Has the 50 into Fresno State territory. Tough tackle out of bounds by Juju Hughes. No flag, just a tough tackle and a flex. Minute 32 to go. Dominic Eberle, the senior from Nuremberg, Germany, via Redondo Union High School, has only missed twice this year. The career-long 52 2 years ago, but he has been terrific. Now the Aggies' all-time leading scorer. Fake it, Love, toss it deep, down the seam, and it is holding inside the 10. 1st and goal, Utah State. Jordan Nathan makes the grab for 36.
I thought this ball was going to get intercepted. An incredible job by Nathan to track this ball over his shoulder. So incredibly difficult to do that, and takes a wallop there at the end and still finds a way to hold on to the football.
He may have paid a heavy price, because Nathan hauls it in for 36, but that didn't look good on the wrist at the end of that catch for Jordan Nathan.
He's their 2nd leading receiver. Pretty versatile guy. Was a part-time starter last year, but he's one of those players that you can plug him into all 3 different wide receiver positions. So as he goes into the tent to get checked out, Aggies fans are hoping he's okay. And here we are once again in the red zone, an area where Utah State has struggled. Can they finish here?
A remarkable first half for Jordan Love, and he cap it off with a touchdown to give the Aggies the lead at the break. Clock rolling, under a minute, 1st and goal. Love to throw on 1st and goal, end zone. It is incomplete. Rep unable to hold it in inbounds. Evan Williams there in coverage on the tight end Caleb Rep. Just the 3rd incomplete pass from Love.
Love wanted and took advantage of the one-on-one situation. Rep goes up and high points the football beautifully, but misses getting that foot in by about a foot. Fresno State is really late to respond. This defense is not getting lined up, and it seems that they're unclear on their assignments when Utah State's using tempo.
Love, 2nd and goal, zips it, incomplete, intended for Rep again. And it is knocked away by Aaron Mulvey and forcing 3rd and goal. And here you go, Aggies in the red zone.
Great coverage by Mosby there. Gets his hand on the football, almost intercepted. I thought he might have had a chance to intercept it, but this is where crowd noise. If you want to get this thing back on track, you got to find a way to convert here if you're Jordan Love. Tighter coverage. These receivers are going to have to earn their way to get open.
Heavy pressure, 3rd and goal. Fade, it is caught, touchdown, Ciose Mariners, 2nd TD grab of the first half. And Utah State converts on 3rd and goal to take the lead before halftime.
Jordan Love has been on fire. Beautiful job. That right foot was in. There's 2 or 3 inches of green grass in between Mariner's right foot and the out of bounds line. Look at the location of that football. He tracks it perfectly. You can see the angle from the other way. It's clear this is the one that shows. That's the look right there where it's a clear look. Looking at it live, it looked like it was in. Just an incredible job of pitching and catching. A great way to finish the drive in the red zone, thanks to the back-to-back penalties for Fresno State that set this up.
In the books for a touchdown, and the Aggies take the lead. 2 TD passes, and the red zone woes for Utah State. They have gone 2 for 2. Both touchdown passes, Jordan Love to Ciose Mariners. So you were looking for a bounce back from Jordan Love after the struggles in recent weeks and all the picks, especially versus BYU, and he has delivered in the first half.
Delivered indeed. He spins the ball so effortlessly. It just flies off his fingers with a little flick of the wrist. He's so smooth. He anticipates well. He's big, he's physical, and he can locate the football extremely well. The only knock on this young man all season long has been the decision-making, particularly on the in-breaking routes against underneath coverage, but he's been masterful tonight.
Those are the good numbers for Jordan Love tonight after we showed you some of the bad ones, including 3 games with 3 picks. Wake Forest, LSU, and BYU. And a lot of those numbers for Utah State on the year are skewed because of the LSU game. I think we know LSU is a pretty dang good football team, and that was a very tough task for the Aggies. Eccles will take it near the goal line and bring it across the 15. So 34 seconds, and you're backed up at the 20-yard line. Be surprised if Fresno State tries to do too much before the half here.
Yeah, you want to be safer than sorrier here. Maybe you take a deep shot if you can create a one-on-one situation. You only have 1 timeout, but with that stop on special teams by Utah State and their coverage team, with this down and distance with 34 seconds, you want to make sure that you protect this football. That's what they're going to do.
So we will head to the half with Utah State on top, 21-14. Jordan Love with a remarkable first half for the Aggies, including 2 TD passes to Ciose Mariner. Aggies on the road with a 7-point edge on the Bulldogs. Still an opportunity in the Mountain Division for Utah State. Despite the back-to-back losses, they are still 3-1 in Mountain West Conference play. And they have fought to a 7-point lead here at the half in Fresno, California. You're watching college football on CBS Sports Network, presented by Geico.